Now at 6, police in Sherwood are warning people to be on alert after a home burglary they believe could be tied to an organized burglary group the Steins folks should be on the lookout for. Plus,
we're talking about human life and properties, public health and safety downstream.
Leaders in Calais County are warning flooding there could get worse if the Army Corps of Engineers doesn't dredge the Cowlitz River. Also ties into the eruption of Mount St. Helens decades ago, coming up at 6:30. And a rare blizzard warning is now in effect in western Washington Cascades. Look at how the folks up there are preparing, plus what things are looking like at Mount Hood this morning. Coming up as your news at sunrise starts right now. Good morning and thank you for joining us here. I'm Tina Green. We will get to your weather and traffic in just a second, but first we want to tell you about some widespread power outages in our area. So this morning we are tracking thousands of those across our area. This is a look at the current outage map. PGE reporting over 100,000 customers without power. Pacific Power also reporting just 52,000 customers without power in Oregon. We've gotten several calls from viewers overnight saying their power was out. We'll continue to track these outages throughout the morning. Clark Public Utilities, meantime, also reporting 76,000 customers without power this morning. Chris, have more in just a minute on how your morning conditions will impact your commute. But first, let's take a look at the weather with Rod.
Yeah, here in the valley and also at the coast, the threat of high wind has ended. The big spurt of wind turned out to be especially between 1 and about 1:30, 1:45 last night. PDX at 46 miles per hour. Fremont Bridge had a wind spike of 55. That was shortly before 1:30. Noticeably breezy this morning. Astoria west at 37, Eugene west at 37. The winds are quite a bit calmer in Portland right now, but you'll notice the flags blowing around. Now we have a wind warning continuing today from the Dalles out to Pendleton. Last hour, both reporting sites were popping 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Currently, the Dalles, you folks at 47, Pendleton still gusting at 56. Again, you're currently under a wind warning that will go into the afternoon hours. Here's the radar. Scattered precipitation. The white is snow down to 3,000 feet this morning for the Cascades. So you will be driving into wintry conditions up over the mountains. Good visibility coming into Portland. We're at 45. Again, today's a scattered shower pattern with breezy winds this morning. The winds will continue to ease this afternoon. 44 out the door, 47 at noon, and about 49 when the kids get out of school. Don't forget, next wave of rain is overnight tonight. Flood watch starts tomorrow. Here's Chris.
Rod, at this point, happy to say that the freeway drive across town is in relatively good shape, but we've got more than a half a dozen highway closures out in rural areas right now. Highway 26 closed actually in a couple of places between Welch's and Government Camp because of down trees and down power lines. We'll switch gears into another part of Clackamas County. Highway 213, 4 miles north of Malino, closed again because of down trees and down power lines. In Marion County, Highway 214 completely closed near Elliott Prairie Road, just east of the Woodburn area. ODOT reporting this could be a lengthy closure, presumably because of multiple trees and power lines down there. We'll switch gears, take you up to Yamhill County. 219 right now is closed near Chehalem Mountain because of down trees near basically right on the Yamhill County, Washington County line. Also in Yamhill County, Highway 221, the road not closed, but ODOT reporting numerous down trees and possible power lines between Dayton and Unionville. And last but not least, we've got a crash on Highway 551 right now in the Aurora area, northbound right now being impacted by that. There's also some down trees and power lines reported on northbound 99E, just south of Aurora. So as we get more folks out on the roads, we are encountering more areas of down trees, power lines, etc. You've really got to watch out this morning as you hit the roads. China, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. And with all the reports of power outages this morning, we're also checking in on what conditions look like outside. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz is live from Gladstone. So Thomas, what does it look like out there?
Yeah, well, China, here it's pretty dry compared to where we were in Oregon City just half an hour ago, where the rain was coming pretty steadily. The thing is, here in Gladstone, they're still dealing with a lot of power outages. We found seemingly some of them here, and it's still pretty dark around us. Around 1,000 people are without power, according to PGE here in Gladstone. And as Chris has mentioned, look, these highways are having a lot of problems early this morning as well. We were down in Oregon City along Highway 213 earlier this morning, where the southbound lane was closed. The northbound may have been closed as well, and it looked like it was going to stay that way for quite some time. PGE had just arrived on scene about half an hour ago to begin working on restoring a power line that had fallen over 213 down south of Oregon City, north of Molalla. We've also seen a lot of trees and power poles come down all over the place. I want to show you some video here in the Mississippi neighborhood on North Michigan. It looks like a tree has fallen kind of near some cars there across a roadway. Another problem spot that we've also seen this morning was in northwest Portland along Miller Road near the Forest Heights neighborhood. You can see here a tree fallen once again, crossing a roadway, blocking traffic on both sides of the street. So wherever you go, as we've been telling you all morning long, that commute could be something to watch out for and just monitor, because it's going to be a little bit different in all likelihood for a lot of people, whether that's because a highway is closed, whether that's because a side street is closed, because of a tree maybe in the roadway, or just something to be vigilant of all across town in Portland and Vancouver, south of Portland as well. That's something you're going to have to be on the lookout for this morning. China.
Thomas, thank you. And a few school districts are out of school today due to power outages. That includes Seaside School District and the Astoria School District. The Jewel School District and Warrenton-Hammond School District are also closed. You can find updates on school closures and delays at kgw.com/closings. And also, it is running at the bottom of your screen. In other news this morning, people in Gresham attended a Know Your Rights training hosted by the City of Gresham and Latino Network. It's one of several that have been hosted over the last few months as local immigration enforcement has been on the rise. Ana Munoz, the Director of Community Defense at Latino Network, says these trainings are important and to help people know what to do or say when ICE shows up in a neighborhood.
Knowing our rights is about making sure that we are asserting our constitutional rights in ways that are going to protect us.
Munoz believes attending these trainings can give people a framework on what to do in immigration enforcement situations. She says for bystanders, that means safely recording at a distance and saying out loud that you have a right to do so. She says to then share those videos of information with organizations like the Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition. Police in Sherwood are warning residents to be on the lookout because of a suspected burglary ring that they say may be targeting homes in the city. Catherine Cook has the details.
As a brightly lit downtown Sherwood sparkles, police are warning people in town of something dark. Officers say recently they responded to a home burglary, which investigators believe could be tied to an organized burglary group. They say it appears the crooks conduct surveillance in neighborhoods before committing crimes. Past cases place them in newer, sometimes flashy vehicles, often with out-of-state plates.
I'll keep an eye out, that's for sure.
Robert Grab lives in Sherwood and appreciates the heads up from police, though it did surprise him.
I haven't really seen much of that activity going on, and there's an awful lot of families, a lot of good people here in Sherwood. Yeah, more information is better than no information.
Police are asking people to watch out for vehicles they don't recognize driving through their neighborhoods, either repeatedly or during odd or sporadic hours, day or night. Also, they say suspect vehicles might park in neighborhoods for extended periods of time, with those inside rarely getting out.
That was Catherine Cook reporting. If you notice any of the behavior that she just mentioned, police are asking that you report it to Sherwood's non-emergency dispatch line. They're also encouraging people to trust their instincts, saying if something feels off, it's probably worth reporting. All right, now to an update to a story that we brought to you yesterday morning on Sunrise. A Portland man accused of stalking a parent whose child was killed in the Sandy Hook school shooting has been sent to Oregon State Hospital. Kevin Purefield is facing stalking charges for harassing an OHSU employee whose daughter was killed in the shooting. Prosecutors say Purefield messaged and called the man, claiming his daughter was never killed. In a court hearing yesterday, a mental health professional said Purefield suffers from delusions and has refused medication. Turning to Northwest Washington now, which is still dealing with the aftermath of all that recent heavy rain. Now a new landslide in Skagit County is causing evacuations. This is happening near the small town of Concrete, northeast of Seattle. This video shows a smaller landslide blocking a dirt road, preventing camera crews from reaching the main slide. Emergency responders, meantime, in Pierce County are now headed north to help. Flooding in the area turned deadly yesterday when a driver tried to go through a closed road and ended up submerged in a ditch about 6 feet deep.
It's really terrible to see what a natural disaster can do to people and large numbers of people. So it's really heartbreaking, but we always come at it with an attitude that we're going to come in and do the best we can to help.
Your time now is 6:10. We're taking a live look from our Timberline Lodge camera. It looks like snow is in the camera there. Something we haven't said often this year.
No, have not. It looks like about 2 inches on the ground so far. They have a snow advisory up until 3,000 feet. They have a snow advisory down to 3,000 feet. The advisory's up until 4 o'clock this afternoon. 3 to 8 inches could fall up there. So be prepared for wintry driving. To me, the number one headline is this top one here. Gorge wind warning. This is from White Salmon, so near Hood River and then eastward out into the Columbia Basin until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Gusts 50 to 65 miles per hour. We've already had some winds as high as 66 miles per hour between the Dalles and Pendleton. Those winds in the last 30 minutes have backed down somewhat, but you're expecting a windy day. Cascade snow advisories, I mentioned the snow level down to 3,000 feet. By the way, yes, the wind threat from last night is over. That system, we talked about this yesterday, that produced the high winds and the rain last night was going to be a quick mover, and it was. We had the peak wind gusts generally in that 1 to 1:30 half hour last night. And again, that threat is now over. It's a scattered shower day statewide. We've got the snow and white over the Cascades down to 3,000 feet. Our Christmas tree survived. It's still standing upright down at Pioneer Courthouse Square, looking mighty pretty. 45 is the temperature. We are cooler today behind that cold front that came in last night. 43 right now in Tigard, 41 in Happy Valley. Dallas is at 44 and Almsville is at 46. Statewide, mostly 40s for high temperatures today to near 50 here in the valley. This shows Timberline 25 at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Scattered shower pattern, as I mentioned. Now, the next wave of steady rain comes in overnight tonight. Thursday's a complete washout. Nothing but steady rain, and at times the rain rate will be coming down pretty good. We expect high water spots to develop on our roadways and interchange locations, so watch out for that. Flood watch from the Weather Service is up through Friday, although it looks like the steady rain will be over by Friday morning. Back to you.